Hola, salam, and hello. What is up, everyone? Look, I have done a lot of Pokemon since our playthrough, and I have come to love so many of the new Pokemon this gen has given us. Plus, I already did the best Pokemon in Legends Arceus, so I figured we should continue the theme and talk about the best new Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. To start us off with a bang, I'm going to talk about my MVP and one of my favorite shiny Pokemon, Tinkerton. Tinkerton is an absolute unit being a fairy and steel type. They are only weak against fire and ground and resist 8 different typings, and is super resistant to bug. Plus, it is not even affected by poison and dragon. You tell me it's not a tank, but you'd be lying. On a side note, I have to say I love seeing the new Pokemon they added, and to make something so cute yet so terrifying is awesome. To make this Pokemon even more hardcore, they hunt Corviknights. Remember how Corviknight was our taxi back in Sword and Shield? They literally can't fly in the skies of Paldea without worrying about a Tinkerton smacking out of the sky just to fix its hammer. And if you don't believe me, look at their Pokedex entry. It states, this intelligent Pokemon, it has a very daring disposition. It knocks rocks into the sky with its hammer, aiming for flying Corviknights. Aiming for flying Corviknights. The hammer tops 220 pounds, yet it gets swung around easily by Tinkerton as it steals whatever it pleases and carries its plunder back home. That's why, when looking for a Corviknight, you find them in Ground Zero only, because there isn't a Tinkerton in sight. This is also why it's one of my favorite shiny Pokemon, because it's just a rusted up shiny Corviknight. Just thinking of this huge 7-foot raven getting plucked out of the sky, and the last thing they see is a cute pink fluffy face before crossing over. Honestly makes me laugh how Game Freak continues to make wild entries for these Pokemon. This lovable catastrophe is a great addition to your team, and that's why they are first on this list. Sticking with the steel typing, next on this list is King Gambit. King Gambit. I'm just gonna say King Gambit because at least it makes it sound like there are 2 G's. But anyway, King Gambit is the heaviest hitter on this list, with its attack being the best stat at 135. It doesn't matter that it's as slow as a snail from Monsters University, King Gambit is leaving a mark. And to further my point, just like Tinkerton, King Gambit is only weak against fire and ground, with resisting 9 different typings. Plus, Poison and Psychic doesn't even affect them. Its abilities also being Defiant and Supreme Overlord can be a huge assistance, depending on what you're doing. You see, Defiant allows you to sharply raise your attack when your stats are lowered. I recommend using this mostly when you're in terror raids because the one-on-one fights can really help. But with the Supreme Leader, it grants a boost to your attack and special attack for every Pokemon in your party that is fainted, allowing it to be a great anchor for when things are looking rough. Adding a 3rd evolution to a Pokemon is something we Poke players have always talked about and wanted for a long time. I hope that we only see more of these as the Pokeverse grows. To get yourself a King Gambit, you need to defeat 3 Bisharp that are holding Leader's Crests, while your Bisharp is holding one as well. To know if a roaming Bisharp has a Leader's Crest, it will be surrounded by a group of Pawniards. If you have trouble finding these Bisharps, I find the best luck at the North Providence Area 2 Poke Center. There, you will find groups of Bisharp, and you can always use a sandwich to boost those odds. Funny enough, talking about sandwiches, his shiny is blue. The blue makes King Gambit even more fierce and noble than its adversaries. I kind of want to stay on topic of how Game Freak has been adding 3rd evolutions and talk about Annihilate. This evolution has been one I have waited for such a long time. I can say this isn't exactly what I was expecting, but I love the explanation on how this Pokemon came to be. His Pokédex entry states, when its anger rose beyond a critical point, this Pokemon gained power that is unfettered by the limits of its physical body. It imbues its fist with the power of the rage that kept hidden in its heart. Opponents struck by these imbued fists will be shattered to their core. So basically, a primate found the secret to Mark Ruffalo's Hulk and realized their mortar shell wasn't good enough for its true potential. Then poof, an Annihilate was born with the power to knock your ass back to the Soul Society. All jokes aside, this Pokemon has some pretty even stats, with its attack being its best stat. Out of the 3 we've seen so far, this Mon has the most even out of all stats. Sure, special attack is 50, but all the moves you will be using are attack types anyway. I will say, his type defenses aren't the greatest in the world, but with Vital Spirit preventing it from sleeping, or using Inner Focus to prevent it from flinching as its abilities, plus its secret ability is Defiant, which we already discussed with the last one. So all you basically will need is about 3 to 4 Rage Fists, and you could probably take out most Mon that you would run into. If you want one of your own, you will need to use the move Rage Fist 20 times as your primate. It doesn't matter if it's on one Pokemon or 20 separate Pokemon, it all counts. Then, all you have to do is level it up once, and your Angie Ghost is ready for action. The only thing that I say I would change about this Pokemon is its shiny. Its shiny only adds a hint of blue, and I get it, the blue kind of represents its death, and if you stand it side by side, sure, you can tell the difference. I just think a cool red or like a bright purple would have been so much better. This next one, I don't think anyone would have guessed what it would be, but it is none other than Ablova. Look, I know when talking about your favorite Pokemon, it mostly consists of heavy hitters and things that usually can resist or negate several Mon, but Ablova is a great support to your party, and I'm here to explain why. I have used Ablova in many Terra raids, helping to keep the team alive while slowly taking out our opponent. With its ability being Seed Sour, it allows the user a grassy terrain when the Pokemon is hit, which gives a small heal to everyone after each turn during the battle. With having Leech Seed, Helping Hand, Energy Ball, and Mega Drain as its moves, you could actually even add Mirror Coat or Safeguard as well, so that you and your allies will be able to stay in the fight longer, so that you can win the raid and hopefully get the rewards you are looking for. Looking at the stats of Ablova, their best stat is their special attack, with their defense and special defense just proving that it will be able to take a hit while being able to heal and keep your party alive. It is a grass and normal type, so yes, it is weak against 6 typings while being only resisted to 4, but that's what you have a team for. Not every Pokemon has to be resisted to 9 typings to be able to use it at its full potential. Also, its shiny is so good. It having a darker green tone on its leaves while having black olives is such a cool way to show real versions of olives and implementing it into a shiny. I have only had a great time with Ablova, and if used right, I know you would find the same love I have for this Pokemon. On the flip side of things, this Pokemon was talked about a lot when it first came out, and I honestly understand why. The Pokemon I am referring to is Golden Go. If you haven't tried him at all, just go run around for a few hours, or days, who's counting, to get yourself 99 coins and evolve a Gimmighoul. I promise you, it is worth it. Golden Go stats are one of the best stats we've seen so far, with its special attack being its best stat. Plus, with the abilities like Good as Gold, it gives immunity to status moves. That is all status moves. This man's not going to sleep, getting poisoned, setting on fire, and laughs at all things electrifying. And to make him even more wild, look at these resistances. Golden Go is resistant to 8 typings, super resistant to bug, and negates normal fighting and poison. But to even him out, or at least try to, they made it weak against a whopping 4 typings. If I haven't sold you to at least try Golden Go, you either don't play Pokemon or you don't want to get the 99 coins, and if that's the case, I completely understand. In my opinion, this Mon is one of the best additions I have made. Not only is Golden Go great at raids, it can pretty much take on any challenge you have for it. Although I have taken a few jabs at the 99 coins needed to evolve, I do like that Game Freak is thinking about outside of the box evolutions. Like how he talked about with Annihilate, or how at first when you had to trade your hunter to get yourself a Gengar, or using a stone on Eevee. It's just cool to see that Pokemon continues to expand in all ways, and not just seeing new Mons. Although that doesn't mean don't stop bringing new Mons, because I absolutely love that too. The last Pokemon on this list is going to be Walking Wake. Standing at the height of 11 feet 6 inches, this Mon definitely looks down at all of its opponents. Looking at these stats only helps my last statement. Walking Wake's stats are the best we've seen this video, with everything being over 80 and one of them as its attack. You could just change its nature to whatever suits you best, and since it is Dragon Water type, it's only weak to Dragon and Fairy, while being resistant to Steel and super resistant to Fire and Water. If you were fortunate enough to catch one during the event back in February and March, take it out of the boxes and give Walking Wake a try. The only thing I really hate on this Pokemon is the fact that he has no shiny. So if you see one in your adventures, just know it's a fake. I have enjoyed using Walking Wake on my team, and especially in Terra raids. With some of these raids, I need as much help as I can get. And with this Pokemon, I know I'll be getting more Herba Mysticas to find more shiny Pokemon. I am starting to realize, though, that there really isn't much to say about this Pokemon. So take my advice and try him out. I have had a blast making another one of these videos, and I know I will be making more in the future. If you have any of these Pokemon on your list, or have any Pokemon that have become your favorite, let me know in the comments section down below. I try to reply to everyone's response, and if not, I'm just happy that you spent the time to watch my video. If you enjoyed the time spent with me, let me know by hitting the like button. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on the next video. I hope you are having a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Oh, before I forget, the only reason I didn't talk about Golden Go's shiny is because it looks like this. Garbage. Okay, bye.